Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Wallaby Racing Round 9. It's the mystery round. The mystery round, the one that everybody has been waiting for. 100% race, double points, double fastest lap point. I think it's going to be a crazy one. We have no idea what track it is. Tier 4 still eager to find out what track it is. I can see definitely that there are a fair few people asking for Abu Dhabi, Silverstone. We've got Baku, Miami. There is a lot of ones in here, but Birdie's asking for Baku. So what we'll do, we'll run that wheel now, and we will see what we'll get. So hold on to your hats, ladies. We're going to see how we go. And it is Baku. It is Baku. So we are running 100% distance in Baku. This is going to be KF5 finishes. Absolutely. We'll move on over to the constructor standings here. So constructor standings, we're looking at 200 points for Williams in P1 currently. Oh, that's tier 2. Apparently I didn't put the other one in. Give me 2 seconds. I thought I did. Done. Here we go. So Mercedes, why have I got no game sound? I'll look into that in just a second, guys. So Mercedes currently sitting in first place with 292 points. Ferrari still climbing closer to them with 284 points. RB now falling really quite far by the wayside from Ferrari with 234 points. So a massive difference there, 50 points exactly. Haas in P4. Starting to climb a little bit there, while Kick Sauber in P5, Williams in P6, Aston Martin P7, Alpine in P8, P9 it's Red Bull, and P10 it is McLaren, still on those double digits. So got to try and get some points for those guys tonight here in this 100% race. It's double points, guys. Take it easy, and we'll see what we can do. Hopefully we can get a great race in tonight. Now let's have a look at why I've got no game sound. Hey. Cool, so news. So everybody out on the soft tyres except for Rapamajala, who is out on the mediums. 20 drivers on the grid tonight, fantastic to see as well. So we're just going to see how we are going. It is Felty Rabbit is already out of qualifying. He has hit the wall in the, looks like the uphill section. Is through the castle. Sloppy and bang. Session. We've got Almighty Gob on a lap though currently. Yeah, Jay Swan, me too, man. I was meant to be racing tonight, but unfortunately we couldn't get anyone for comms for tier 4, and I didn't want Magic Shot doing 100% race for tier 4 comms and 100% race for tier 3. As much as I appreciated the offer, it's just I'd rather have a stream for you lads than race. Game sounds a bit loud. Hard to hear me. Okay, cool. Give me 2 seconds, lads. All right, how's that? Is that a little bit better? Hopefully it's a little bit better. Game sound should be down a little bit now. If the game sound is now too quiet, please let me know. And that way we can have a play around and try and fix it a little bit there. All right, so looking at the grid currently, VSXPT up into P1 with that 140.392. Manchester says better. Awesome, thanks, mate. Almighty God with a 141.303, so a full second is the difference between VSXPT in P1 and Almighty Gob in P2. So there is a huge time difference there. And definitely looks like nobody's been able to get any practice on these tracks because Lucky into P3, almost a full second behind P2. Rapajala with a 142.415, or T3 Break, our newest debutant in tonight's race. T3 Break is in the Ferrari tonight, running down in P5, currently with a 142.642. So really cool to see him as a part of the Wallaby group. Ooh, Almighty God gets real sideways there. So yeah, welcome to the league, T3. Really cool to have you here, man. Hopefully we can see a lot more out of you in the next few races to come. So Kirko with a 142. Restless Orb now puts himself up into P6 with that 142.869. Closely followed by Kirko in P7 and his teammate in P8 with that 143. So still a few laps to come in. We've got little Casper still on track at the moment. Manages to just go through that kick Sauber there, but it looks like that kick Sauber may have gotten in the way a little bit. So we'll have to wait and see. Batman on an outlap at the moment, while Speedy is also on a lap. Getting a little bit glitchy there by the looks of things. Oh, and he is out of the qualifying session, straight into the wall, and his car is just bouncing. Dunk. Very precarious place to sit as he comes. Yeah, there we go. So now he's disappeared. So that was OAS. Speedy is now out of the session. Just absolutely clattering that wall at pace too. So, you know, unfortunate for him. But OAS Nutsy, or ES Nutsy, is on an outlap currently. Combo Ollie has invalidated, while Goffey is also on an outlap now. He's moving out of the way by the looks of it for a car. Yes, he is. Pumpkinwin also on an outlap, but he looks like he might be starting again. No, he's not. Okay. Yes, he is. He'll be starting again. So he is going to... No, he's entering the pits. So not much changes. VLT Vettel into P4. He moves up the grid. Also, I think this might be his debut for Wallaby Racing. I'm fairly certain. But he's going up into P4. So great work from him. Comms curse. What was the comms curse? Good evening, everyone. How are you all? Am I failure? We are doing well, man. Welcome to the stream. This is our mystery round. So tonight we have had a random wheel generator select the track, which was then shown on stream so that the drivers didn't know what track that they would be driving until right now. So that's why you're going to see a few times varying. You're going to see some crashes. It's going to be a bit of chaos tonight, I think. All right. Bring up the weather. So air temp at the moment 22 degrees, while on track it is 29 degrees. It's a little bit there, clear all the way through the current session, which is good. So a few of these guys here would have been hoping for a dry race, and definitely nothing wet. I don't know what the race is like. If that's going to be wet, it'll be interesting to see. So if anybody... Oh, it's Formula Finessed, is it? Right. Okay, so he's not. So this guy here, VLT Vettel, is not on a... is not debuting tonight. It is just Formula Finessed. So 3 drivers out currently. We've got OAS Speedy, Felty, and Combo Ollie all into a DNF position. Also, Bat Felzy, this man right here in the pit lane, is on a quali ban, so he will be starting from down the back. And I think he has done a very smart thing, and that's Arthur C. Also, he's come through those S's and looks like he has lost it somewhere along the way. Jump on board with... no, we're not. Yeah, he's gone. No, Rabbit, you don't need to. All it is a quali ban. You don't have to... we don't set a rule saying that you need to retire from the session. It's just purely... you can just not partake. As long as you do one lap, set your whatever it's called, your setup. You can just sit in pits. I was about to say, I think it's smart what he's done. Race potential rain. Yikes. If it does rain during the rain, I think your better option, guys, is just to take it a bit easier. Stop going for, don't go for such dangerous dive bombs. That sort of stuff. I think it's going to be. It's down to you guys and the way you race, essentially. So you just got to keep it on track. That's all. No dangerous moves. Wait for the perfect opportunity. Try and force the mistake from the cars ahead. I think he could be okay. So looking at the grid at the moment, VSXPT in P1, Formula Finesse or VLT Vettel in P2, Zachary in P3 currently on an outlap, while we've got Almighty Gob now in P4. Looks like he is on a lap currently. He's now heading through the S's, so this will be interesting to see where he goes. He's got a fair bit of battery there, so he might be entering the pits, maybe. Negatory. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Yes, he is. Goffey in P5 currently with the Williams. T3 Break, our debutant for the night, in P6. Lucky in P7. Chevy Walls in P8, followed by Pajala in P9. Little Caspar, unfortunately, DNFing somewhere along the way there in P10, while Kirko sits in P11. VSC Batman in P12. Restless Orb goes up to P13. OES Nutsy in P14, Speedy in 15, Arthur C in 16, followed by Bat Felsi, who is on a race qualification ban. So we'll, obviously he's going to be starting most likely ahead of these guys behind him, ahead of these guys. 2 ahead of him and 2 behind him. It was starting to be in front of them, so starting in P16 by the looks of it. So, Pajala on a lap currently. So now heading up into the uphill castle section. Beautifully taken through there, nice and quick. Using all of the track on the exit there. Absolutely flooring it by the looks of it. So currently sitting on that 142.4. So cautious sector 3. He's now just set the fastest fastest second sector, which is great. So it'll be interesting. Come on, as he goes now down to the final straight here. VSXPT still sitting in P1. VLT Vettel in P2. Zachary in P3. Can Rapapajala try and get it ahead of him? He goes up into P7. He bumps T3 Break back down to P8 in the grid order here currently. So that is a great lap from him. Absolute great lap from him. So we've got a few still in the pits now. So Zachary out in a lap. VLT Vettel out in a lap. Looks like he's setting a double outlap though. He's moving very slowly, and it's not saying he's on an outlap. So don't, unless this is his inlap, which I doubt. No, he's set he's invalidated. That's why. I'm just a baby. Hey, you're doing well, Break. Keep up, man. You're doing really well. It's good to see. On debut, currently sitting P8, so I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of there, man. It's exactly what we like to see. It's a meme, Warmore. Oops. So Zachary doesn't look like he was able to go any faster. Sitting in P3, Almighty Gob on an outlap. Currently, VSXPT still holding that lead from the initial get-go. Unable to be challenged by anybody behind him. Maybe the closest, VLT Vettel, only 2/10 off now. However, it is getting later in the session, so this is where things can change. This is where things can really change. Ramp up. So Resasorb currently on a lap as he now goes into the pits. Goffey on an outlap. We've got a couple of guys still in the pit lane. It's only 2 minutes and 24 seconds left on the clock. We've got Resasorb heading into the box now as the team waits for him. T3 break is out of the session. It looks like he has retired from the session early. Is it still quiet, Kirsch? Yeah, everyone's saying it was fixed when I had a look. Should be a bit better now. Yeah, everyone's saying it's fine. It's just you, Kirsch. Clean your ears out, my man. All right, so going back through the grid here, obviously we know VSXPT is still currently sitting in P1 on an outlap at the moment. We might just sit on board with him for a little bit, have a quick squeeze at his throttle telemetry down at the bottom there. You'll be able to see his braking inputs as well as when he goes into DRS. So full throttle all the way down now, reaching up to 180 now, down heavy onto the brakes, back into the throttle. Heading up to 180 kilometers per hour, back onto the brakes again, and then just slightly tapping that throttle and brake input, just trying to get the control of his car down as he heads up towards the back of the section here for the castle run. So full throttle heading into the castle, heavy on the brakes again, now full throttle, no, just about three-quarter throttle as he tries to get back through. Foot to the floor now as you head down this downhill section. This is where it starts to get a bit hairy for some people coming into this hard left-hander. You're going to be heavy on the brakes here as he now enters in. There you go, beautifully taken. And then you want to be straight back onto the throttle to get yourself down this hill. So now entering one of the probably one of the fastest sections on the track tonight. Currently getting to 313, 316, 319, 320, 325 kilometers per hour, hitting a maximum of 336 kilometers per hour as he heads down there. So that is the end of qualifying. We've got VSXPT with a 140.392, so could not improve. VLT Vettel with a 140.5 in P2, Zachary in P3 for the Mercedes lads there. We've got Almighty Gob in P4 while Resasorb now goes up into P5. Almighty Gob is still on a lap, so this will be quite interesting to see where he can put it. His fastest sectors there down the bottom. We've got Sector 1, 35.109 is Zachary, while Vettel taking Sector 2 and Sector 3 for the fastest sectors. So Almighty God needs a little bit of work to do to be able to try and cut off somebody ahead of him. Hopefully Zachary is not too far off, but 3/10 is really going to have to put his foot down. He's now heading down the back straight, currently sitting in P4, stays P4 while Resasorb goes P5. Lucky finishing his lap now out of DRS, and he has spun it before the line, and that is putting him up to P6, I think it was. Yeah, it's only just temporary little things that I just pop up, Kirsch. Unfortunately, if I do turn off Game HUD, yeah, I can't see things, can I? So there it is. In P6, it is Lucky, followed by his teammate Goffey. In P8, it's Pajala for the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls. In P9, it is Batman in the Ferrari, followed by T3 Break, who is on his debut in P10. So fantastic job from him, rounding out the P10 there. Got to see things, yeah. All right, as we wait here, so this is our 100% round. We started this last season as a way to celebrate Wallaby Racing's 100th race, 100th round, I should say. It was so successful that we decided to go ahead and do it again. It was also so successful that there is another league out there that has decided to also run a mystery round. Nah, didn't give any credit to us for deciding to come up with the idea, but we'll get there. But it's good to see that other leagues are taking ideas from others and running it back. Here we go. 5 lights. It is foot to the floor. I'll bring up all of my telemetries. There we go. So, oh yes, Nutsy up into P13. No penalties? How did he go up 13 positions? Lap 2 already. Yeah, I thought there's an issue here. There's an issue here. It's just a visual glitch, is it? Oh, it is too. Yep, back to normal. Thank you. All right, so looking at the order at the moment, VSXPT in P1, followed by Vettel in P2. Almighty Gob gets up one position, goes up into P3, while Zachariah unfortunately losing that place to Gob. It is already, though, a virtual safety car with Felty Rabbit down the back of the grid, losing his front wing. Now losing a little bit of his wing, I should say. Not too much, just his front left end plate. We'll head back up to the front, though. Almighty Gob in P3 managed to get past Zachariah on the opening lap here. Lucky goes up one position, while Little Caspar goes up 6 massive positions. Definitely the biggest winner of the night here. Goffey also staying in P7. T3 break up 2 positions, so fantastic job from him, while VSC Batman stays in P9, so no position changes for him. It's the 2 RBs. Rapapajala dropping down 2 positions, while OES Nazi, after having the start of his life, was put back into his rightful position in P11, up 3 positions. OAS Speedy in P4, while we've got Chevy Wolves in P2, Bat Felsi in Chevy Wolves up into P12 now, sorry. Bat Felsi in P13, Combo Ollie in P14. We've got Restless Orb down 10 positions into P15. Kirko 16. Nutsy P17 already into the pits, changing his front wing here. While Pumpkin Wind now gets past and goes up into P17. Arthur Seat goes up into is now into P19. And we've got a few wing changes here. So Nutsy coming out, Arthur Seat coming out, and Rob Felty Rabbit also now changing his front wing. So we're starting to see a little bit of gaps forming here. VSXPT almost a second ahead of VLT Vettel. So it's going to be interesting to see if VLT Vettel can catch back up. But Mighty Gob is all over the back. And we've already got a yellow sector. It's Arthur Seat. He's just gone too far on. After last week's race, having the race of his life, bottling it at the end for crossing the white line, and now just having an absolute mare of a session, just unable to find the track. Falou says, I don't know how to pronounce that, and I do apologise if I butchered that, but thank you very much for the follow, man. Tyres, you want to see some tyres? We can see some tyres. Give me 2 seconds, I'll bring them up. Oop. So, tyres. Most of the grid opting to start on the medium tyres. Vettel onto the hard tyres, while we see just quickly, where is he? So Vettel now in P1. VSXPT has dropped down to P11, already going onto the hard tyres, changing his front wings. So something has happened there. Sorry, apologies for missing that, guys. Cards, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Kirko is out of the session. That brings out another virtual safety car. So really unfortunate for Kirko there. And Red Bull missing out on some very valuable points. But Arthur Seat trying to warm up his tyres to get back up there. So Vettel now in P1 is the safety car leader. I don't know why it's got that virtual safety car glitch there, lads. Just pay no attention to that. No penalties at the moment, but a fair few position changes. So Vettel now currently in P1. While we see Almighty Gob in P2, Zachariah in P3. Lucky now for the Williams up into P4, while Little Casper goes up into P5. It is the second Williams in P6, while we've got the 2 Ferraris in P7 and 8. RB for Pajala in P9. OAS Speedy now just losing a position under safety car, by the looks of it. There he goes. He goes back past. So this will be interesting. I don't know what's happening here, but Chevy Wolves now goes back past. They're going to continue to swap. You need to overtake off track. But it looks to me like Speedy might be having a fair few glitching issues. He is hopping all over the road. Yep. Which is why I think Chevy is having to get past. Yep, there we go. So Speedy is back up in front. He just teleported. So, yeah, Speedy glitching all over the place. Magic, if you can tag him in Tier 4 chat, he's going to have to retire, man. It's causing carnage for these guys behind him. And he's not catching up to the pack either. So we've just got to keep an eye on that because it's just, yeah, thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Leo, thank you for the follow there, mate. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. So, Speedy into the pits has now retired from the session. Restless Orb also has retired from the session. Speedy, thank you very much. And I do apologise that you had to retire there, man. Unfortunately, your internet was just all over the shop. So I'm not too sure why. But your car will come back out on track and it will retire. So Vettel now still leading that safety car. We've already got 3 cars out. OAS Speedy, Restless Orb, and Kirko. Kirko with a full-on DNF into the wall somewhere along the way. Not too sure what happened with Restless Orb. I did miss that. Speedy out due to technical glitches. So thank you again for following the instructions there. Speedy, it's great to see. So looking at the grid, as I was saying before, Rapid Jala in P9, Felsi in P10, Combo Ollie in P11, VSXPT, who was up into first place, is now down into 12th place following this safety car. Pumpkin Win in P13, Nutsy in 14th, Felty Rabbit moving up into 15th place, so managing to secure the final position for points here currently. Arthur Seat in 16, I know that he is having a bit of a mare, so a few issues for him trying to keep it on track, and Chevy Wolves down into P17 currently, which is really, really great. So safety car in this lap. So we will get underway while Vettel is now going to be our safety car leader. Not opting to slow down too much, which I find quite interesting. Still keeping a bit of speed in there. He just needs to make sure that he maintains a constant constant speed. So not speeding up and slowing down. Which, there we go. So he offers to go now quite early, leaving a little bit of a pack behind. No, he doesn't. He's caught no one sleeping with that. And that's going to give Almighty Gob the run into turn one. We're going to go into the better view here. He gets the position change done. It looks like Lucky goes up into P3, getting Zachary as well. We're going to see some changes down here. It is Batman as he now moves up. VSXPT is moving up with Bat Felsi, swapping positions back and forth. It looks like we've got a big crash at the back here, though. It is Pumpkin Win into the wall, along with Arthur Seat into the wall. That is both cars still on track, but Arthur Seat just struggling to get back on. Unable to turn, and that is going to bring out the safety car again. Not too sure why a safety car was needed for that, because both cars were back on track. Oh dear. And he has gone straight on again. I don't think he knows that there's a turn there. Oh dear. Dear. So it is really unfortunate for these lads. Just clouting the crap out of that wall. So onto the weather conditions here. 23 degrees on track while 33 degrees on track while 23 degree air temp currently. It is light cloud for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 15 minutes. It starts to get a bit overcast, and it's saying in 30 minutes time there is a 79% chance of rain. So this is gonna get interesting, I think. It's gonna get interesting. Hopefully people can just hold on a little bit. You know, we'll see. Hopefully people can just hold their nerve and, you know, hopefully. We'll see. We will see. So, IRL, Almighty Gob, now sitting in P1 after that massive overtake into turn one on VLT Vettel, who just had an absolute shocker of a safety car restart. Opting to go quite early, but just not catching people off guard. No one was caught sleeping. VLT Vettel took massive advantage of it. Same with Lucky, who managed to move up. And T3 break is out of the session. What has happened into turn one? Oh, we're not going to be able to catch it. Oh, that's a shame. Arthur C also now changing his front wing again. That is a real shame. Yeah, Left 4 Dead he did, but look, he's brand new to the game, man. So, oh man, Jesus, Arthur Seat getting a bit drifty. He's not happy with his race tonight. Fair enough. T3 break. Look, it's unfortunate, but man, there's going to be plenty more races for you to be a part of here in Wallaby Racing. And this guy is just all over the shop. Interesting to watch. My force feedback failed and I ended up oversteering out of pits. Yeah, fair enough, man. So Lucky now gets a 10-second penalty as a massive collision. Has a massive collision with VLT Vettel. That is not good. Hopefully, Vettel doesn't have any rear wing damage or rear diffuser damage or anything like that. But Lucky, you just got to give up some space, man. You're just bottling your podium. So the first recipient of the penalties tonight. Speedy cars glitching so bad, holding everyone up. Speedy's out, dude. Speedy's retired. Oh, that's what happened to you. Sorry, dude. I just realised what you meant. So Lucky now entering the pits as he looks like he's going to change his front wing. Yes, he does. He's now losing a huge amount of positions for it. Bat Felsley also into the pits as he now changes off the soft tyres, moving on to looks like the hard tyres going on. They are. So this is your tyre compounds at the moment. We've got 6-lap-old mediums, 6-lap-old hards, all the way down to P8, while everybody else has opted to make a few changes. So hard tyres, 4-lap-old, 5-lap-old, 1-lap-old soft tyres for Felty Rabbit. Just trying to get together a last-ditch attempt to get anywhere back up there. Pumpkin Wind on the medium tyres, fresh medium tyres. Same with Chevy Walls on the hards. Arthur Seat, 1-lap-old mediums, and then Bat Felsi and Lucky onto the 0-lap-old. So very fresh, hard and medium tyres. They're going to have a little bit of time to get some pace back into them. Hopefully they can do it, but it's going to be interesting. I think it's just, yeah. So VLT Vettel on the hard tyres. Pit window looking to pit between laps 19. Going between laps 19 and 44. So big gap there. Maybe opting for a 2-stop strat. But we'll have to wait and see, I guess. That could be very wrong, though. Tier 4 at Baku. Yep. It's always here, too. Yeah. Gob and Pumpkin will cook. I think so too. So Gob is currently sitting in P1 after his massive overtaking to turn 1. VLT Vettel, I don't think he's going to let that go too smooth. You think 10 finishes, fair enough. Hard's a beast on this game, fair enough. Look, I think Vettel isn't going to let that go too light. Is it green flag? It looks like it. Pay no attention to the safety car at the top there. It is not in. So Vettel not caught sleeping, but wasn't able to get the position swap done on Almighty Gob. Just sitting nicely behind him as he tries his absolute hardest to try and get past Almighty Gob, because it's going to alleviate him from being behind Gob and also in front of Zachary, because Zachary also starting to mount a little bit of pressure on VLT Vettel. Little Casper also joining the party, while Goffey moving up into P5. Batman now into P6, while Combo Ollie into P7, while VSXPT is slowly reclimbing that ladder, starting in P1, opening the laps in P1, and then just having an absolute shocker of a situation, dropping him right down to the back of the grid. It's Pajala in P10, while his teammate behind him, Nutsy in Pajala in P9, Nutsy in P10. Felty Rabbit starting to climb that ladder a bit, now up into P11. But this is the battle that we're watching here at the moment. It looks full on, because it is full on. Almighty Gob in P1, but slowly being tracked down by VLT Vettel. Is Vettel going to make a move anytime soon going down this main straight? Does he have the straight line speed, or does Almighty Gob have the straight line speed? This is where it's going to be determined right through here. It's Vettel. Looks like he's got the speed. He's got that little bit of a... Oh, it doesn't. No, he's losing a lot of speed here. Almighty Gob managing to pull away. And that is going to allow VLT Vettel the fastest lap. Beautifully done, but he is not going to have enough time to get a move done into turn 1 like Almighty Gob did on the restart of the safety car. On the last safety car, I should say. So Zachary slowly losing a little bit of time to VLT Vettel. So he's just now outside of that DRS range. And there's your fastest sectors down the bottom there. Coco had the fastest sector one with 37.590. No, it's a new person. It is a new person now. Not too sure who that is. He's set the fastest lap with that 37.015. VLT Vettel, Sector 2, 42.3. And then Batman with that 25.239. So great to see from them. Vettel now starting to lose a little bit of time, though, to Almighty Gob. Now 6/10, but managed to catch up through the corners. So he's definitely got the better cornering strat here set up, while Almighty Gob looks to have that straight line set up. Orb, you should see what happened to me, yeah. So little Casper and P4 are now under the pump from Goffey. Is Goffey going to be able to mount an attack anytime soon? He's got to pull that trigger very quickly to get past little Casper. It's another safety car. It is another safety car. It looks like Arthur Seat may have been the cause. Arthur Seat losing his full front wing. Managed to get past Pumpkin Wind. Under safety car. Don't know how we feel about that. He's had this. Arthur is just having an absolute shocker tonight. An absolute shocker. So really pulling it up tight there. Entering these pit lanes. You hate to see it. Could be quiet. 4 safety car in 10 laps. I guess that's tier 4 at Baku. Yeah, look, it is. It's just Baku in general, man. And Arthur Seat has now retired from this session by the looks of it. So now all drivers left in the race are all up for points. Every single driver left in the race are now up for points. And it is double round. So Almighty Gob currently picking up a huge amount of points here for Kick Sauber, while VRT Vettel, a massive amount of points for McLaren, which is desperately needed. Looking at the stream there, you can see that McLaren is down the bottom with 62 points, still in the double digits. And this, VLT Vettel, if he can pull it off, same with Velty Rabbit sitting in P10, this could be exactly what these guys needed to pull themselves further up that ranking. Red Bull already out with one driver, so only one driver left. This could potentially, going off of points, put them ahead of Red Bull, going up into P9. But it's going to be interesting. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. Yeah, so Almighty Gob is the player. Sweet, okay. That's all I need to know. Alright, so going one more lap around while we just wait for Chevy Wars to catch back up to the order. It is lap 11 of a massive 51 laps here at Baku. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, while I just quickly go and grab a drink to lubricate my throat, because it is done. Unfortunately, Wogjet, you won't have Baku for Tier 3, my guy. Once one tier has a track, it is taken off the list of tracks that can be chosen or randomly spun. So here we go. Safety car in this lap. We're going to jump back on board with Vettel, as he is going to be trying to track down Almighty Gob on the safety car restart. When does Almighty Gob go? He hasn't left a massive gap between him and the safety car. I think it'll be quite interesting if Vettel can get that position back. No, Break, I'm all good for now, man. If I do need somebody halfway through the race, I'll definitely give you a call to come in. It's just, you just join the... are you PC or Xbox or what are you? So VLT Vettel not getting the jump that he wanted to try and hold off, or to try and get past Almighty Gob, but Almighty Gob doing an absolute phenomenal job holding off Vettel and keeping him at bay. That looks like rain. It's about to get spicy, ladies and gentlemen. It is raining here at Baku, and this is where carnage is going to start to ensue. There are currently 15 drivers on the grid. How many are going to stay at the end of this race? How many are going to be standing at the end of this race, I should say? With this rain starting to fall, it's now going to open it up to different strategies. Who's going to pit first? Who's going to pull the trigger and jump onto those intermediate tyres? Because it looks like it's already starting to get a little bit slippy here for these drivers up in P1 and 2. Vettel just slowly getting onto the back of Almighty Gob. He is all over the back of him. Hashtag unleashed, Almighty Gob says, as he now puts his foot back down and manages to just re-secure a little bit of a gap here between him and Vettel. Vettel now heavy braking into turn, what was that? Turn 15. Coming up into turn 16 now. Heading towards these S's. We're going to have a quick squeeze back at the weather, because it is starting to rain, and it's going to be raining the whole way through, and it's going to get even heavier. It's going to be a full-on storm as we go 30 minutes down the session. So 5 minutes from here, it is still light rain. 10 minutes light rain, and it looks like Almighty Gob is entering the pits. Is that too early, though? Surely this is too early. I think Gob has made a very fatal error here. You've done esports comms, but not racing. But I'll do my best to give you a break. Oh, that's sick. That's really cool. Yeah, look, like I said, probably halfway through the race, I'll bring you in. And we'll give you a run as well. I think it'll be good to see. So Almighty Gob now down into P14, opting to box onto those inters quite early. I think what I'm going to quickly have a look at, though, is so chasing the driver right ahead of him, is chasing his teammate Pumpkinwind for 13th. But if we have a quick look at the gaps here between the players, so Pumpkinwind's sector 39.146. Pumpkinwind is almost a second ahead on those medium tyres. I really think... Oh, Pumpkinwind's out. There he goes, out. That is going to bring out the safety car. So this actually may have now worked out in Almighty Gob's favour. That's why he was gaining, is because he is out of the race. So Gob is done. He is. Yeah, he will be. He'll jump the pack quite a fair bit. He's back up to P1 now, so that has worked out in his favour here. Managing to just absolutely. I don't. I mean, it's awesome to see, but what luck! Absolute sheer luck. Vettel coming back out behind him as well in P2, so he's going to be a little bit upset, thinking, oh no, he's pitted a little bit too early. And then that safety car coming out just managed to help Almighty Gob get back straight up into P1. So huge from him, huge from Vettel. Quiet Cake, what do you mean racing tools? Yeah. Although, entering the pits, you've got that weird that S bend into the pit lane, plus boxing, and then driving out. You've got the hard left-hand turn. I mean, it could have potentially. He only just came out ahead, so he wasn't out ahead by far. And quite clearly, he didn't pick up a penalty. So. Exactly. That too. Thank you, True Oz Gamer. Very, very true. Great point you bring up. So, let's have a quick squiz at the grid as we see it currently. It is Almighty God back into P1 after an absolute 300 IQ strat, as somebody in the chat there said. Vettel in P2, now going to be trying to track down Almighty God again, trying to get back ahead of him. Zachariah in P3, Goffey, absolute blinder of a race from him in P4 for Williams. Batman in P5 for the Ferrari. The Soul Ferrari driving still P5. It is Rapamajala in the RB, while Little Casper, the Soul Haas, now driving in P7, trying to make up as many points for his team as he can. It is VSXPT still managing, but not as well as I thought he would have. Currently, he qualified in P1. He set the first few laps in P1, and then something happened and just went straight back down to P8. Back down to almost last, as he had to go in and change his wing. Only managed to get back up into P8, but he is followed by the other RB. It is OES Nutsy. In P10, it's Combo Ollie. In P11, it's the second Williams driver, P11 Lucky, who did have a 10-second penalty for a collision with Vettel. He has now served that under one of the safety cars that has been out. Felty Rabbit in P12, while Bat Felsi in P13, who did serve a quali ban, trying his hardest to get back up to the top of the order here, but just not succeeding. And Chevy Wolves rounding out the current drivers on track in P14. For the DNF drivers, we've got Pumpkin Wind in P15, Arthur Seat in 16. It's T3 Break in 17, OAS Speedy in 18, in Restless Orb in 19, and then WRL Kirko, who unfortunately did DNF on lap 1 in P20. So, safety car is in this lap. We are going to jump back on board with Vettel, as he is now going to... Oh, no, I said Vettel. As he is now going to try and get the jump again on Gob. But Gob currently, I think, an absolute blinder of a safety car restart from him for the last two, I think it is. Managed to get past Vettel in one of them into turn one on an absolutely beautiful overtake too. And then it was him in front for the last ones. So he goes again, unable to shake Vettel. Vettel is all over the back of him, but doesn't go for the move into turn one like Almighty Gob did. It's now down the back here. It is Nutsy and Lucky going at it side by side before now heading into a turn two. While we go further up the grid, we're going to head back up to Goffey, who's currently sitting in P4. Still unable to get anything done on Zachary, losing a little bit of time there as well. Now 7/10 behind. It looks like Zachary just clouded that wall a little bit too there on his rear right tyres. No undercut. Gob was already in first when he pitted. Only difference is where is his wets will be older. Yeah, not by much though. So, let's have a quick squiz at the telemetry here. Oops. So having a quick look at his telemetry, looking at the difference between a wet track versus a dry track, and having a look at his throttle inputs, they're very much the same. So I would say running full TC in the wet, that's fine. So not much of a difference between last time I looked and this one. So looking at back down here, so VSXPT now up into P6. Rapid Pajala up into P7. Casper now down into P8. So massive difference there. Batman still in P5. That's another virtual safety car. Not too sure what is happening or why, but guys, just take it easy. Everyone know. Oh, it's Lucky down into the pits. It looks like he's had a bit of an issue somewhere along the way. And it only being a VSC, he's going to struggle to catch back up. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's just tier 4 things. Considering some of the races that tier 4 race are actually cleaner than the other 3 tiers, especially tier 1. You know, in tier 1 you see a lot of desperate dive bombs. Tier 4, not really. So, yeah, and plus, like you said, it is Baku and it's raining. And I think any seasoned racer hates this track in the rain. Hates this track in general. So we are looking at now, though, VSXPT is going to try and make a move on Batman in P5. If he can get it done, though, it'll be interesting. 1 out of 3 races of the race done. Oh, sorry, 1/3 of the race done and 1/3 of the driver's DNF. That's an interesting little start. It's been more chaos and fun. Nice change. It's enjoyable. That's good to hear. So VSXPT now looking to get the position swap done. Can he get anything happening? He's just going to tuck back in behind Batman. He's now tucking back out, goes down the outside of him, gets the swap done, heading into turn 1, now moves up into P5. It is Inters for, so it's just saying that they can swap their tyres again. Don't pay any attention to that. But VSXPT now up into P5, sets his sights on Goffey, who is in P4, and is going to want to try and get something done. DRS is disabled, guys. DRS disabled. The rain looks to be getting heavier. We're going to jump back on board with Zachary. And it just looks like... to me, it looks like the rain is definitely getting heavier, I think. So it'll be... Oh, it gets extremely close to the wall there. Extremely close. So only 13 drivers. Lucky out, Pumpkinwin out, Arthur Seat out, T3 Break out, OAS Speedy out, Restless and Kirko both out of the session. Oh, look, I think it's a great track too. I love this track. I wish I was racing tonight. Full wet's probably about 10 to 15 minutes away, maybe. I do agree. I think full wets is definitely coming. It's definitely on its way. So Vettel now losing a lot of time to Gob. Gob is just off into his own little race now. You know, unable to try and make any moves and get back into P1. Vettel is just going to tuck into P2. I think for the remainder of the race, this is fantastic points for McLaren here tonight. But Vettel now under attack from Zachary. So Zachary just pulling himself a little bit closer in every single round. Goffey also losing a bit of time to Zachary as well, but now really under the pump from VSXPT. So we're going to go down to VSXPT as he is going to try and either force an error from Goffey. Goffey struggling a little bit here in the wet by the looks of things, losing a bit of time to Zachary ahead of him. Zachary now 3/10 off of at the back of Vettel. Vettel losing more time. Zachary just locks up a little bit there going up into the castle. Losing a little bit of time as well to Vettel just due to that lock up. We've got Goffey getting real slippery. Guys, I think it's wet weather racing. I think it is full wet weathers. Full wet tyres. So Goffey holding his own quite nicely though. VSXPT getting past though, up into P4 now. Almost back into the grid. Almost back into the podium standings where he started. Started in P1, now is down into P4, losing a massive amount of positions on the first few laps due to an incident somewhere along the way there. Had to come in and change his front wing. It looks like, is he going to make the switch? Is he going to go into the pits? He's not. No one is. So, looking at the rain, we're about 5 minutes away from a storm. 5 minutes away from full wet weathers, I would say. So storm, and then light rain in 30 minutes time, and 92% of a 92% chance of that full wet weather. So now another safety car, and that is looks like Bat Felsey. Yeah, Bat Felsey missing his front wing. So Felsey now sitting in P13, just needs to get the positions back up there, but it's going to be a really hard slog battle for him as he has to head into the pits and change his front wing. So, guys, if you don't already know, Wallaby Racing are partnered with Rapid Racing League and OCE Racing League. Sorry, guys. Just had a full-on mental blank then. Both of those leagues have now also started up their own iRacing League. So if you guys want to be a part of that, either hit up one of the owners for Wallaby Racing League. We can get you into that league. If not, you can also hit up the owners of OCE and also Rapid. So you want to hit up people like Kahoot, Noodles, I believe Jishway. You also want to hit up Esky, Ryan97, I believe, and also Roshan Robot. So those guys there, starting Magic, I think. What? Yeah. So hit up those guys for an entry into their league. You can also race, obviously, their F1 racing league. But if you want to start getting into that iRacing, you can also join that side of things. As well as that, Rapid have just partnered up with another group of theirs who are doing an ACC, Assetto Corsa Competition racing league. It's already well established. So if that's something that you want to be a part of, then hit up Noodles, and they'll be able to get you into the right spot. I think Magic Lee is one of the owners of that ACC Racing League, and Restless Orb, I swear as well. I could be wrong, though. I could be very wrong. But we're going to bring it over back to the race itself, the more important things here. So, we've got 3 drivers out on full wet tyres. It is Chevy Wolves, it is Felty Rabbit, and it is Almighty Gob. Has Gob made a fatal error again? But, obviously with the safety car working in his favour last time, it didn't turn out to be that fatal. It is very, very wet out in the ground at the moment. So sitting even in just a safety car, you are seeing a lot of rooster tails ahead, making it very difficult to see, as well as the ground is absolutely chucking it down. Oh, the rain is chucking it down. The ground is absolutely soaked. So it'll be interesting. These guys here on the full wet tyres versus these guys here on the intermediate tyres. So Little Casper getting a little bit squirrely back there. Coming out of the turn 15. Entering turn 16. He seems okay there. Just trying to keep out of the car behind, just so he doesn't make any contact there by mistake. Oh. So Goffey now gets a 10-second penalty, which isn't going to bode well for him. He unfortunately managed to clout the back of a driver ahead of him, and now I believe he might be missing part of his wing too. Let's have a quick squiz here. So currently sitting in P3, is he missing his... Yeah, he's missing his front left end plate. Now the only driver to have a 10-second time penalty, so he will have to pit. And there is another one. That looks like another incident there. It looks like VSXPT has clouded the back of somebody, but not got a penalty for it. So, yes, VSXPT is missing his front right end plate. So he's going to have to pit again. Goffey's going to have to pit and then serve that 10-second time penalty. Guys, it's just... in the wets, just don't sit so close. And if you can, try and drive on the opposite side of the track to what the other driver ahead of you is. VSXPT almost pulls it up again into the back of Zachariah, who's now sitting in P1. P1, sorry. So lap 22 of 51. Still a long way to go here. Not even halfway through. We've got 7 drivers out of the race. Combo might have damage too. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Well, he's going to be faster than the cars ahead because of skill level. Mercedes, McLaren, and RB, the only 2 teams with 2 drivers. That is correct. Oxchillo says he would have left the team if he could have. No, you're right, T3. You're all good, man. Take it easy. Have a good night. All right, so let's look at the order as we see it currently. Zachary in P1, 8-lap old intermediate tyres, followed by VSXPT, who is also on those intermediates. Goffey in P3, unfortunately, has a 10-second time penalty, so he is going to have to serve that very soon, and that's going to be taken straight. I mean, the mechanics won't be able to touch his car. Hopefully not doing a Daniel Ricciardo mechanic and touching his front wing. Combo Ollie in P4, currently in the Aston Martin. Almighty Gob in the Kick Sauber in P5 on those wet tyres. Rafa Bajala in P6, followed by his teammate in P7. Felty Rabbit in P8. It's getting real spicy here now. They are racing. It's going to be interesting to see who is going to cause another incident, because it is starting to get a little bit spicy here. It's Felty Rabbit straight into the wall, trying to go the long way around. Nutsy, but just wasn't able to get it done. Chevy Wolves now taking advantage and going up into P8. Felty Rabbit now starting to lose a little bit of pace here, but manages to get back past Chevy Wolves. I'm not too sure how that also... That's not going to bring out... No, it's not. Bat Felzy in P10, so starting to get up there, but Vettel, he is now in P11. P11 for Vettel. Unfortunately for him, on those wet tyres, it's going to make it really hard for him to be able to get back up and sit behind Almighty Gob. It's where he's been sitting most of the race. Look at the rooster tails there. You can barely see the cars ahead. Little Casper in P12, and then VSC Batman rounding out the top 13. The final 13 finishes currently. So, Zachary, 6/10 to the driver behind him, VSXPT, who also has a little bit of wing damage, missing his front right end plate. Still holding on just nicely, though. But Goffey losing almost 3 seconds to the guys ahead. Rapajala now getting past Almighty Gob. So, are the wet tyres shot, or are they not the tyres to be on? Yeah, intermediate tyres are the tyres to be on. Rapajala just managed to push past him quite easily. Now puts his foot down, pulls the trigger and says, all right, Goffey, you're next, my guy. As he now is only 1 second off of the pace for Goffey. Almighty Gob is now 8/10 off the back of Rapajala, just trying to get anything that he can now on these wet tyres. It's now starting to lose a little bit of pace. Combo Ollie now on the back of Almighty Gob, starting to give him a little bit of pressure, while Felty Rabbit manages to stay ahead of Chevy Wolves, even though he has a front right end plate missing. It looks like to me that Chevy Wolves is okay, though. Has he got a full wing? He does, I think. Yeah, he does. Sweet. So Bat Felzy also with a full wing. Batman. Oh, we've got 3 drivers into the pits. It is Vettel, Casper, and Nutsy. So Vettel and Casper and Nutsy are all having a wing change. So Vettel comes back out of the pits, and it looks like he may have gone back onto the intermediate tyres. No, he stayed out in the wets. Harder tyres. The wet tyres, I should say. So, interesting call. So here we go. Felty Rabbit now under the pressure of Chevy Wolves, but manages to just stay ahead as well. Or it's good. I'm just taking it easy. Tyres, please. Can't remember who's on full wets. Did you see what I put in, or do you need me to bring it back up there, cuds? Happy to if you need me to. So Felty Rabbit now sitting P7, followed by Chevy Wolves right on the back of him. Chevy Wolves now just hoping for another mistake from Felty Rabbit. Almost gets that mistake there. It's going to be 3 wide into here. Oh my God. Bat Felzy just slips on through, and there he is. Felty Rabbit is now back into the wall, and this is going to be exactly what Felzy needs. Felzy now managed to get past Chevy Wolves because Chevy Wolves tried to make it 3 wide. And we've just seen a little bit of drifties coming around turn 16 there as we now head down into turn 17, 18, and 19. Felty Rabbit is just getting so squirrely, but there he goes. Felty now goes through on Felty Rabbit, now up into P7. Felty Rabbit is now under attack from Chevy Wolves, as Chevy Wolves now gets past him as well. And there he is, Felty Rabbit now entering the pit lane to get his tyres changed and a front wing change. So heading back up the front here, Zachary now shooting up into the distance. 1.2 seconds on VSXPT. VSXPT is struggling just a little bit here in the wet. Actually, fair, but Pajala is making them work. Absolutely. So, VSXPT now still outside of that 1 second, while Goffey is just holding on nicely to that P3 position. However, he is going to have to pit later on. We are pretty much halfway through the race. 51 laps. We're now at 25 and a half laps completed. Rapapajala sitting in P4. As the lads in the chat are saying, that this guy here is making them work for it. As you can see by Almighty God getting quite squirrely there. Just not able to get anything done against Rapapajala. Trying to force an error, not working. Rapapajala manages to set the pressure back onto Almighty Gob. And Almighty Gob just gets a little bit squirrely out of those corners there. Pajala is one of the members that is able to hold anyone behind him, essentially. You know, it looks like... Is that a little bit of a dry line forming? No, it's not. From up here it is, though. Alright, so Almighty Gob in P5. In P6, it is Combowelly. In P7, it is Bat Felsi, followed by Chevy Wolves in P8. Batman in the Ferrari in P9, while we look at Vettel in P10. And, yikes, so both McLarens were having such a good race and now have just fallen further down by the wayside, now sitting in P10 and P12. Little Casper in P11, the sole Haas driver, followed by OES Nutsy in P13. So, something has happened somewhere along the lines because Zachary has lost a massive chunk of time to VSXPT behind him. He is only now 5/10, almost 6/10 ahead of VSXPT when he was 1.2 seconds at one stage on VSXPT. He's just now managing to let that climb back up again. However, VSXPT is just going to continue to fight back. He's that little cockroach that you can't splat. VSXPT starting in P1, qualifying P1. Unfortunately, having a few errors in the first few laps, putting him right down the back of the grid, and has just managed to climb himself all the way back up into P2. We're now starting to see some proper racing here. This is exactly what we've been hoping to see. No one going for dangerous dive bombs. You know, this type of racing is exactly what we've been hoping for. So VSXPT now all over the back of Zachary. Zachary just getting a little bit swervy there just to try and break that toe. Nothing illegal in that. He made one move and then made the move back. Sorry guys, just having a bit of a yawn there. And there he goes. VSXPT manages to regain the lead of this race here at Baku. This is exactly what he has been hoping for because you look at the race story out there, he started first and now he's back into first. It's exactly what he's been hoping for. So he's starting to gain a bit of a gap on Zachary already. 5/10, 6/10 is already the distance between him and Zachary. Oh, sorry about the yawning, guys. But you know, this man here still needs to serve that 10-second time penalty. 3.7 seconds the gap between him and Zachary in P2, while he has now the old man, the old truck driver, right up his backside. Right up his backside. Yeah, exactly. On a damaged wing for VSXPT. So you can see there on the right hand side, definitely some damage there. I mean, obviously it's not red wing; it should just be orange. And Zachary showing a full clear wing, beautifully taken. I don't think so. He's not. He's nowhere. I mean, he's not leading the championship or anything like that. I don't think he's in the wrong tier at all. I actually genuinely think he's in the right tier. He's just had a good race, a very good race. Okay, so 28 laps in, it is VSXPT ahead of Zachary, who is ahead of Goffey, ahead of Pajala, who is right under attack now from Almighty Gob. Almighty Gob also under attack from Combo Ollie. Massive 3-second gap from Combo Ollie to Bat Felsey, but an even bigger gap between Felsey and Batman. Batman is 6 seconds behind Felsey, while there it is, Batman and Felsey now getting side by side, getting a little bit pushy by the looks of it, and Chevy Walls now managed to get past Batman. Little Caspar in P10, 18 seconds the gap between him and Batman, and unfortunately for these two right here in P11 and 12, having such a good race, this man right here, Formula Finesse, was up in P2 for so long. Something happened and has just dropped in further and further and further down the grid to P11, while Felty Rabbit also going down into P12 after having his a DNF in qualifying session, so starting I think in second last or third last place. And then OES Nutsy just out in track by himself, full 12 seconds behind the cars ahead of him. So VSXPT now 1.1 seconds the gap. Is it looking too dry out? Yeah, it's still raining. Definitely still raining. It doesn't look like there's a very slight, very minuscule dry line starting to form, I think. However, there is still, by the looks of it, a lot of standing water on the left and the right-hand side of the track there. I still think it's too wet. Me personally, I'll probably go back to intermediates, to be honest, at this stage. You want a weather update? We can do that. We'll bring up the weather now for you. Here we go. So 21 degrees on for air temp, while 25 degrees on track. 5 minutes of light rain, 10 minutes of light rain, back to overcast, and then back to lightly cloudy. So it is going to be a dry end of the race, but however long that takes, who knows? I mean, it is saying 10 minutes, but you know that could change as weather fluctuates. So it'll be quite interesting to see how this one goes. So we're going to jump back on board with Zachary. Now 1.5 seconds. No, actually, we'll jump on board with Pajala. Pajala chasing Goffey ahead. There's your split sectors. Pajala setting the fastest first sector. Goffey only just setting the fastest second sector, while Pajala is now setting the fastest third sector as well. Pajala is setting the fastest laps, the faster laps. However, it just looks like he's not able to get any positions put into the books there. So it's going to be interesting to see how he holds up with this, I think. So we'll have a quick look at this though as well. So Almighty Gob and Pajala as well. So player is Almighty Gob. Combo Ollie now gets past Almighty Gob. But Almighty Gob sticks it tight. Says, oh, maybe. Can he get the switchback done? He doesn't. It's just too wet for him. The tyres are now starting to scream at him a little bit here. No, we're on the wrong degradation for the tyres. We need to be back onto a fully wet track. It's just starting to dry out a little bit too much here. Combo Ollie goes through and Almighty Gob says, all right, thank you very much. See you later. Bat Felsi in P7 now also joining the fun, trying to get past Almighty Gob. While Almighty Gob is starting to get a little bit squirrely there, causing Felsi to catch up just that slight little bit there. Combo Ollie now 9/10 off the back of Rapabujala. Rapabujala only 5/10 off, but we're going to start to see a few changes here. No, we're not. Vettel is now back into the pits, and it has gone from bad to worse for McLaren. Sitting in P12 and 13, VLT Vettel now needing a front wing change again. Full 7.4 second pit stop at the top there. It is really unfortunate because he was having such a blinder of a race. An absolute blinder of a race. Really unfortunate. You hate to see it. Now his teammate goes ahead of him. Just to add that little bit of insult to injury. So, not much happening right now. As we see, Combo Ollie is just on the back of Rapabujala. We're going to quickly jump on board with Combo Ollie just to see how he's handling things. It seems to be handling quite nicely. He's managed to hold on to the back of Rapabujala and pull himself up. Use Pujala as your slipstream. Try and hold on to the distance between the both of you as best he can. And unfortunately, Bat Felsi now 1.3 seconds behind Combo Ollie, 1.2. So he needs to put his foot down. Well, Rapabujala now looking to get something done on Goffey. Can he make anything stick? He doesn't. Just brakes real hard. Heads into turn 3. While we now move over to turn 4. Goffey still ahead of Rapabujala. And Goffey is just holding on absolutely phenomenally. You know, managing to keep this man, this absolute beast of a defender, at bay. So VLT Vettel has managed to close down his teammate in 3 seconds in only one lap. I don't know if there was any, team orders put in place there, or if VLT Vettel just did that under his own free will and just got past Felty Rabbit, or on the other hand, Felty Rabbit may have slowed down and let him pass, because definitely he moved out of the way, that's for sure. As you can see down the bottom there, Almighty Gob setting the fastest first and second sector, with Batman holding strong to that third sector. He's going quite well through there. So we're starting to see a few cars now starting to get real bunched up. Pujala is just being absolutely hounded by Combo Ollie. as a result of not being able to get past Goffey. Combo Ollie almost touches the back of Rapapujala, heading up in towards the castle section now. Can he hold off from bumping? Yes, he does. Rapapujala, though, goes a little bit wide there. So does Combo Ollie. Using all the track, though, so it could actually be okay. And then going into this fast left-hander section, Combo Ollie looks like he just got a little bit of touch there on the wall. He's now just got to hold out because he is right on the back of Pujala. And if he can get this done, it'll be absolutely phenomenal for him. So Combo Ollie now losing that little bit of time while trying to chase down Rapapujala for 4th place. We're going to move up into Rapapujala here, currently in 4th place. He's trying to get anything done on Goffey here. Loses a lot of time going through some corners there at the back of Sector 3 by the looks of it. While Combo Ollie now managed to get... No, he doesn't. It looked like he did, but he didn't. And here we go. We're going to start to see some absolute carnage side-by-side racing. Combo Ollie and Rapapujala going side-by-side. There's contact. There is contact. And that is going to bring Felzy into the play here. Felzy in P6. An absolute phenomenal drive from him. Managing his way back up from almost last place after a race ban. This is some really strong points for Mercedes. While RB and Williams also having a decent race for these two, but it's the RBs and the McLarens who have both drivers left in the lobby, and Mercedes. Okay, so Combo Ollie, this is the race to watch at the moment. Combo Ollie really trying his hardest to track down Rapapujala. Looking at the weather now, it's still raining, but it's not as heavy as what it was. So inters are definitely the way to go. Bringing up the weather again, it's going to be overcast in 5 minutes' time. So the light rain is starting to end in about 5 minutes' time. So air temp currently 21 degrees, while the track temp is starting to heat up to a whopping 26 degrees on track. God needs to pit this lap. I don't think so. He definitely doesn't need to pit this lap. You need to hold out for this part right here, the clear down the bottom there, plus 30 minutes, and it will be clear race. It is lap 34 of 51. 13 drivers still in the race. We're starting to see some big gaps forming. Little Casper 18 seconds off of Almighty Gob. Chevy Wolves is 11 seconds off of Little Casper. It's all over the shop except for the top 7. The top 7 are actually still quite close to each other. And here it is. Combo Ollie goes up into P4. While Rapapujala now drops back down a position into P5. Beautifully taken. Allowing the man over here just to cook some dinner. I'm talking about myself, by the way. I don't know why I said that. Anyways, Rapapujala 3/10 now off of Combo Ollie, trying to get that position change back so that he can ramp up a second attempt at trying to get past Goffey. So it's really starting to ease up on the rain. I'd say the track is definitely starting to dry out. It's still going to be a little bit wet there. There's still going to be a few, wet spots, as you can see. Coming down into this S section, I believe you can still see some standing water here. Yeah, on the left-hand side there. And then as soon as you come through here, you can see it on your right-hand side. And then going over driving this track and going over a grid, like a manhole cover or anything like that, even touching the slightest curb with wet tyres can send you straight into a wall. So, Rapujala managing to get not as much position changes on Kombawali. But Kombawali is now also trying to track down this man ahead of him, this beautiful, sexy dude in the Williams. It is Goffey, as he's trying to get anything that he can get done. So we're going to drop down the back here. It looks like Felty Rabbit now 3-second warning for multiple corners. Oh my god, it's going to get hairy down here. Alright. So they all made it through that unscathed by the looks of it. But Vettel now is going to take advantage of OES Nutsy pitting. I don't think... Oh no, sorry, Chevy Wool's pitting. What is Chevy Wool's going on to though? Is he going to go onto a set of inters? No, he goes onto a set of slicks. The first driver to go onto some slicks. Could this be the absolute blunder of the century, or could this be one of the best calls in a pit stop strategy that we've ever seen? Goffey currently the only person, as well as what's your name? Sorry, Felty Rabbit, going into his pants. Alright, so Rapujala has now managed to pull himself back up into... has now managed to pull himself up to Kombawali. Kombawali is now starting to lose a lot of time to Goffey, who was 1.3, I think it was, seconds ahead of him, and has now managed to open up that gap to 3.52 seconds. So Chevy Wolves and Felty Rabbit now managed to make that move, while VLC Vettel and Chevy Wolves are going to just have a quick chat over the radio, most likely, where I believe they're going to try and work together. But they've got a long way to go before Chevy Wolves can even get close to these two lads. I tell you what, this is a race for Vettel to forget. He really wanted it. You could tell the way he was racing at the start of the race, and then once that rain hit, things just got a little bit squirrely for him. So let's see how he's going on those softs. Not great. So Chevy Wolves has he left the session? Not too sure there. Not too sure. Oh no, he's back. So VSXPT 5.8 seconds in first place for the Alpine, followed by Zachariah in P2, Goffey in P3, Kombawali in P4, followed by Bat Felsi in P5, who managed to get past Rapujala. Rapujala is now in P6 and has now got no cars in sight. He's also got a pit. It looks like he's heading straight for the wall. He just touches that wall, gets real locked up, and just continued to slide, as he is now going to make the change, most likely to some slick tyres as well. It is straight onto the medium tyres on lap 37 and 51. I think it was too soon. The track is still too wet. There's just a little bit too much moisture in the ground there, managing to seep up, and obviously, and there he goes. He is around and into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, he did not reset to track. That is an in-game thing. If you spin in pit lane, you will automatically get reset to track. So we allow that one. There is no issue there. But I think the issue here is his decision to go on to slick tyres. It is way too soon. And that's really unfortunate for Pajala. So, can't remember what I was going to say. But we're now starting to see some massive gaps here. Combo Wally 1.9 off of the back of Goffy, while Felsey is just outside of that 1 second, and Almighty Gob is now 5 seconds behind these guys here, ahead of him, Bat Felsey. Rapajala 32 seconds is the gap between P7 and P6. So from here, it's a long way. So lap 38 of 51. Don't choke VSXPT like you normally do, says the carb. Oh dear, Pajala, too early. Yep. Yeah, look, VSXPT has already come close to choking once. Started in P1, managed to drop right down after an incident in, I think it was lap 3 or 4, but he's climbed his way back up. Sorry, throat's getting a bit dry. Alright. Okie dokie. Inches do go pretty well in the dries with that shine on the track. Yeah, right. Oh my god! Wowee. Wowee. We're going to look at it again as he heads straight into, and then Butzer. I just don't think there was any braking there. I don't understand why. Oops, hello. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't understand why. It just... Yeah, it just didn't look like he braked at all. Wow. Okay, so that is some big, well, not big points, but that is some decent points. Actually, yeah, big points. That was some decent points missed out for RB, as he just managed to go flying into the wall there. Not too sure why. Nice to see the wheel spin there. Yeah, yeah. Yikes. Anyway, as we move on. So, going back up the front here, Combo Ollie now goes into the pit lane, P3, while Bat Felsey is also into P4. Zachary in P2, following VSXPT, who's currently in P1. So, this is where we're going to start to see some interesting strats. Who's going to make the call to go onto some different tyres? Everybody is now onto the mediums and the softs. There are no more inters on track, which is fantastic to see. It is now back to a dry race, and I think this is exactly what these guys were hoping for. But you've just got to take care of these tyres, try and go the distance from here, and also just keep in mind that the track is still a little damp, so there might still be a little bit of slippage here and there. But looking at it now, so Goffey in P6 served his 10-second time penalty, so didn't lose out on much of it, just didn't lose out much time to the guys ahead. But this is where VSXPT could start to lose his edge here, because VLT Vettel now goes up. It now sets the fastest lap with that 1:46, who's now up into P8. So he's going to try and start climbing the ladder, but he is really far back. However, VSXPT is making some time on Zachary. Belty Rabbit now sets the fastest lap, 1:45.638 on those soft tyres. It looks like we're starting to see a few guys pit, try and just take any points as they can. Combo Ollie in P3. This is going to get really, really boring, guys, because there is... why would you intentionally drive 40 laps of wet Baku? So Almighty Gob now sets the fastest lap as well on the soft tyres, followed by Goffey now taking that lap from him. is just going to be swapping back and forward, I would say. But in P6 is Goffey, 6 seconds off the back of Almighty Gob. Gob is 3 seconds off the back of Felsey, who is now inside of the second to Combo Ollie. This could be a double Mercedes podium if he plays his cards right. Only 11 laps to go. This has been a very long race, but we are almost there. And guys, while I'm here, I've got to say to you guys, thank you very much for. Whoa, hang on. Yeah. Anyways, guys, we'll just drop it there, yeah. If people want to have a look at it, they can submit it to the stewards, and the stewards can take it from there. They can determine if it was on purpose or not. Whoa, Combo Ollie moves out of the way for Bat Felsey. Why? Combo Ollie has just given up a P3 and is just double. Why? Is he playing the DRS chicken game? I think that's maybe what he's trying to do. So it went 3 wide there. Sorry, I missed that. Almighty Gob now goes up into P4. Nope. We're going to start to see some real battling here between Almighty Gob and Combo Ollie. Bat Felsey stays in P3. Thanks to an absolute gift from Combo Ollie. It doesn't make any sense to me as to why that happened. Alright guys, just leave it alone from now on, please. It's not needed anymore. Anyways, so Combo Ollie gifting Bat Felsey the P3 currently, just playing that little bit of a game of DRS chicken, because also right behind him is Almighty Gob, who has made up some massive amount of time there, and this battling is helping Zachary just shoot off into the distance, securing him P2, and this battling could also be helping Goffey catch back up to this pack. However, at the moment, it doesn't look like it. But Almighty Gob down in P5, now only 2/10 off the back of Combo Ollie. Combo Ollie 1.3 seconds off of Bat Felsey. Playing DRS chicken did not work for him. I think it was a silly mistake to do. As Kirsch says, it is cringe. Listen to Dad. Guys, enough in chat, yeah? It's just like I said, if somebody wants to report it to the stewards, they absolutely can. The stewards will determine if it was done on purpose or not, and it will be taken from there. The matter will be dealt with. Let's just get on with the viewing, yeah? Appreciate it. So, Gob now gets past Combo Ollie. Combo Ollie sticks to the inside line, manages to hold off Almighty Gob with some brilliant defensive maneuvering there. While Almighty Gob definitely has the pace to get past Combo Ollie, but Combo Ollie has the defense skill to hold off Almighty Gob and keep him at bay in P5. However, more contact made between the two of them, though. And that is going to send Almighty Gob up into P4, while Combo Ollie now is going to be fighting to get back past Almighty Gob, because Gob he's got some pace in that straight line. He's now 2.81 seconds behind Bat Felsey, and we'll have to see how fast that gap starts to depreciate or dissipate, I should say, as he is now already bringing it down. And there he goes. Combo Ollie goes real wide, almost hitting the wall there. Combo Ollie now still within that DRS range. Is he going to be able to hold on, though? He is still within that DRS range. Oh, was he, actually? Yeah, no, he wasn't. Goffey managing to get back up to the back of these guys. Only 3 seconds the gap now between these two. In P7, it's Little Casper, 14 seconds behind Goffey. Behind him, it is VLT Vettel, who is 25 seconds. So we can pretty much safely assume that Little Casper, unless there is a big issue that happens to him, is currently safe in P7. Same with Nutsy, who is 9 seconds off of VLT Vettel and 30 seconds away from Batman. So I would say that they are quite safe. But Almighty Gob has closed down that gap between him and Felzy. 1.6 seconds now. This is starting to get tight. It's going to be, at this stage, Alpine P1 and then in P2 and 3, Mercedes for a double podium, which is exactly what their TP Left 4 Dead would be hoping for. Sorry guys, just trying to catch up on driving solid there without combo, no end plate by the looks of it. Yeah, there was a little bit of contact made. Or are you going to be able to? Are you going to be staying after the transfer window at Ferrari? Anyways, so Almighty Gob back to 2.4 seconds the gap between himself and Bat Felsi. And we're starting to see some gaps really forming now. So 2.5 the gap between 2.1 the gap between him and Combo Ollie. 3 seconds penalty picked up for Nutsy. Not that it's going to make a difference because there is 29 seconds between himself and Batman. But guys, we still have 2 McLarens and 2 Mercedes as a part of this race. So these two teams have done exceptionally well to keep both their drivers on track. It's now just a matter of pulling it and getting it home and securing all those points that they know that they can get. McLaren definitely desperately needing points. Currently sitting in dead last place on the Constructors' Championship, still in double digits, while the rest of the constructors are all in their triple digits. And they don't have much to go to get there. They've only got like 40 odd points to get there. So, but at this rate, it's not going to get them there still. So they've still got a lot of work to go. Mercedes, an absolutely phenomenal showing here today in Bahrain. Baku. They're going to secure some very big points. Same with Alpine, with the double points as well as the fastest lap. We'll have a quick look at the fastest lap, which is 142.6 from Almighty Gob for the Kicksauber there. So, right. Can Gob still P3 late? Maybe. 1.9 seconds. 45 of 51 laps. He's still got the time. He's just not pulling himself close enough to Felsi to be able to make it happen at this stage. I think that there is definitely some more pace in him, but you could just see him. He's starting to lose that pace a fair bit. On the soft tyres, maybe it's his tyres that are letting him down. I don't know. When you look at tyres there compared to Felsi's tyres, who is also running a little bit of damage on his front left wing there, by looks of it. So Felsi, 11 seconds behind his teammate, and still within 2 seconds of himself and Almighty Gob. Now he's on hot lap though. So I think he was just trying to bring it all back, but unfortunately Felsi is doing really well at his ERS management as well. Hot lap there, 1.8 seconds. 46 of 51. He could very well sneak his way into P3. He is slowly, actually quite quickly, I should say, bringing back Felsey into the grand scheme of things to try and get past him. However, it'll be interesting to see, I think. So VSXPT in P1, Zachary in P2, but followed by his teammate in Bat Felsey in P3. However, the man that we are watching right now, the almighty Gob, is currently under fire. Is currently firing on all cylinders, trying to get back up to Bat Felsey. 1.5 seconds the gap, going back down to medium DRS range. ERS range. In P5, we've got Goffey, 4 seconds off the back of almighty Gob. However, Goffey was able to get past Combo Ollie, who is now in P6. Combo Ollie went for that DRS chicken, and it did not work out for him. He has given away some very crucial points. Was sitting in P3, said, I'll let you go. And look at him now, down in P6. I think the biggest blunder from a driver that I've seen in a while. Little Casper in P7, driving exceptionally well here from him tonight. VLT Vettel in P8, while OES Nutsy is in P9. Batman in P10, while Chevy Wolves in P11. And Felty Rabbit also racing exceptionally well in P12. However, we're going to move back up here because Almighty Gob is now within DRS range. And Almighty Gob is going to... Combo Ollie is out. Combo Ollie is out of the race. That is huge from him. Losing a massive, massive points for Aston Martin tonight. Was just pushing it way too hard. Went for that DRS chicken, and that was it from him. Thank you, ma'am. See you later. Might be able to swing you to sign me up, yeah. So, here he is. Almighty Gob now takes P3 on lap 47 of 51. Had the pace in him. He's only got 17% ERS. Well, you look it down here and you can see Bat Felsey has a massive 60% ERS. So Bat Felsey can just hold him within his grasp. And I think he might be okay for the final run across the line. So I think Bat Felsey just needs to stick behind him and he'll be fine. Don't go for the overtake too early because then it's just going to backfire on you. Just use that ERS when you really need it, Felsey. You've got this, mate. P3 coming your way. Almighty Gob currently, though, sitting in P3. Still under attack from Bat Felsey as Almighty Gob. And that is another driver out. Nutsy, this second RB driver, is out. There is no points for RB. 10 drivers are finishing this race tonight. So not too sure what happened there, but he is also out. God, let's go. That's both Astons out. Holy points haul. Yep. Huge points for your team there, Mercedes. So fantastic job to you guys. Absolutely phenomenal job to you guys. Oh, Nutsy, what have you done? So Almighty Gob, like I said, was still under attack. He's got 27% ERS, but for Felsey now, he's tried to use it as much as he can to try and stay within Gob's DRS range. Right now, I think he just needs to hold out, and that's another driver out. Casper is out. Coming out of turn 1. What is happening? Oh, now you're wrong. Now you're wrong, Maxi. What is happening right now? Drivers are just dropping like flies. Are they falling asleep at the wheel? VLT Vettel is now in to the pits. He's going to change his tyres and go onto a set of hards. No, set of softs. It looked like hards for a second there. I was a bit shocked then. Right. All dropping like flies. I reckon some of them are falling asleep. Everyone can't survive right at the end. Crazy. This is VSXPT going to no choke for the first time. Yeah. So, oh, little Casper, you were driving so well too, man. Cool. Anyways, Bat Felsey within DRS range. We are now down to 9 cars left on the grid. This has not been a great outing for these lads tonight. Chevy Wolves and Felty Rabbit now fighting for position. Matt Felsey back outside of the DRS range, and Chevy Wolves and Little Casper, and Felty Rabbit now fighting it out as well. However, we are still going to go back down here. Bat Felsey just managing to stay within DRS. He just pulls it back in. He's now out of it again. However, if you look at this, he's got 64% ERS versus Almighty Gob's 33, 35% ERS. Using a little bit here and there, just maintaining his ERS as much as he can. Whereas Bat Felsey, now 94%, he's gone to none. This is going to be a last-ditched effort for him. I think I know what he's doing, and I think he's got his TP in his ear helping him. Shall I put a ping on tier 3 to see who can host? Yes, please. Please, Magic. Absolutely. So, this is going to be the battle to watch. Bat Felsey on lap 50 of 51. He has a whopping 70% ERS. 9 drivers left on the grid. Chevy Wolves and Felty fighting it out. Some big gaps down the back there. Goffey sitting 7 seconds behind Bat Felsey in P5. However, he has a gap between him and P6 of 55 seconds. So he is absolutely safe in P5 unless he falls asleep. And here we go. Bat Felsey going for the overtake. Didn't manage to get it done. Used up a fair bit. No, he didn't use much of his ERS at all, actually. So within DRS range. Does he try and make the move? He doesn't. He just holds back. I think very smart. You want to make that move on lap 51 down the back straight there. You know, because I think you've got the pace for it, but you've got to make sure that you get the exit for it. So, here it is tonight. Points for Alpine as VSXPT is in P1. In P2 it is Zachary for Mercedes in P2. And that is Gob getting real sideways, letting Felsey through. Felsey takes full advantage of that bit of a slippy moment for Almighty Gob as he now sticks back here in P4. And it's now going to be down to Bat Felsey to hold his own in lap 50. Is he going to use as much DRS as he possibly can? I don't suggest it because then you've got nothing for that final run down the straight here in lap 51 because this is where we see some massive positions lost just by absolute minuscule amount of seconds. By a minuscule amount of seconds. Here we go. Now getting side by side. Overtake being used by the Almighty Gob. He does. He makes that move. I think he could have pulled the trigger a little bit too early. Zachary with 60% ERS. Almighty Gob with only 11% ERS. I think he's pulled the trigger too early. I think Zachary could be in a very good position here. However, he's just got to hold his own. Stick right on Almighty Gob. Don't let him out of your sights. Once we head back down to the downhill sector, and then through the little S's in turns 16, 17, and 18, and 19, I should say, that's when he wants to pull the trigger. However, Almighty Gob and Felsey go side by side. Felsey gets through. Felsey goes back up into P3, followed by Almighty Gob in P4. Almighty Gob is now going to try and get anything that he can to salvage this podium. Is he going to be able to make a move anytime soon, or is he going to wait for that last-ditched attempt down through the S's and down the back straight, down the main straight, I should say. VSXPT Now coming through the S's, while we go back down onto Gob, he's lost a little bit of time, almost outside of a second. Bat Felsey looking good for this P3. However, Almighty Gob is now outside of that 1 second gap. He could have lost this. He could have lost that P3. 27% ERS. VSXPT crosses the line in P1. Zachary following in P2 as he now heads through the straights. Bat Felsey now coming down through the S's in P3. 6 seconds behind his teammate. Almighty Gob inside of the DRS range as he crosses the line. No DRS for Almighty Gob. No, DRS is on for Almighty Gob. Is he going to be able to get the position chops? No, he doesn't. Bat Felsey goes P3. That is a double podium for the Mercedes lads. Almighty Gob goes P4. A stonking effort for Goffey in P5. VLT Vettel in P6. Batman in P7. Chevy Wolves in P8. And Felty Rabbit in P9. Unfortunate DNS for Lil Caspar, OES Nutsy, Combo Ollie, Rapper Vajala, Lucky, Pumpkin Win, Arthur Seat, T3 Break, OAS Speedy, Restless Orb, and WRL Kirko. So huge amount of positions done for those guys. Well done tonight to all those drivers that got as far as they did. It is a long, hard slog. You guys all deserve a massive round of applause from everyone. Don't let anybody beat you up about it because you guys did phenomenal. Yeah, Birdie makes a very, very good point. Both Mercedes and Bat Felsey, by the way, driver of the day, and I would say driver of the day for me too. Starting down the very back of the grid after a quali ban, managed to get himself up into P3. I think one of the best drives that I've seen in a long time. So, I'm just going to quickly invite these guys. So, Felsey, Zach.
Hey, Doc.
Yo.
Wow.
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
That's good.
Very tired.
You're
That
tired?
was a long race.
Mate, I tell ya. Give us 2 seconds while I just
Yeah, you're right.
try and
Well
get
done,
Felsey
Aiden.
in.
Thanks, boys.
Bloody good work with during the wet. With that front
I
wing
know.
damage to be
I had a
pulling.
red wing. I had a red wing on the right.
Yeah, I know. That's Left 4 Dead was telling me that you had. Oh, I saw you hit the
Yeah,
wall. I'm
no.
like, what damage did you got?
Mason was talking.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll have a quick look at this grid again. VSXPT in P1, while Zachary goes in P2, followed by his teammate Bat Felsey in P3. It's Almighty Gob in P4, followed by Goffey in 5. VAT Vettel in 6th. 7th, it's Batman. 8th is Chevy Wolves, followed by the last surviving driver, Felty Rabbit in P9. 11 drivers out of the grid there. We've got Felsey, we've got Aiden, and we've got Zachary in the chat now. Sweet. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to just quickly unmute you lads. There we go. So we're going to kick it off with Felsey. Felsey, dude, what an absolute phenomenal race from you. Starting down the back of the grid after a quali ban, you were a bit worried going into it, knowing that you had, I think it was you saying that you hadn't raced this track before properly. And then also having that quali ban, you know, people were telling you that it was probably the best place to start, and I think it probably worked out really well for you. What do you think?
Looking at me? Am I on?
Yeah, man, you're on.
Oh, sweet, I only just connected, so I had no idea what you just said, but...
I was saying that I think you've had a phenomenal race. You started down the back of the grid tonight, moving your way up through the grid in P3. You were a bit worried about the track because I think you were saying that you haven't raced this one before, and people were trying to reassure you, saying that starting down the back is probably the best place for you. What did you think of your race tonight?
Yeah, that's all I did, to be honest. I was just kind of trying not to do any stupid moves and just stay at the back, and everyone just kept doing little passes when I had the opportunities, and it was a long race, and then when I got a bit of a groove on. I had a bit of pace, and then I got damaged because I ran into the wall like halfway through the race, and so I was carrying front wing damage for the rest of the race. But once I kind of got my pace managed with how I could control the car, I felt pretty comfortable, and I just kept pushing.
Well, I think the battle between you and Almighty Gob at the end there, it was anyone's game towards the end there, but I think you just had that slight edge with your ERS, managing to pull it in quite nicely. Is there anything that you were trying to work on? Did you have your team principal in your ear helping you out there, or?
No, I had like boys in the messaging me about tires and stuff, but
Yep.
I was just trying to save my battery for the last lap. I knew he was going to catch me because, like I said, I had damage, so he was catching me pretty quick. And then when I was battling combo, and then the three of us were battling,
Yeah.
it kind of cost us a lot of time, but it was fun. And then when he made a bit of a mistake there, I think that cost him. I was trying to save my battery for the last run on the last lap, but he made a mistake, and so I just took the pass and tried to save my battery for the last straight, hoping he wouldn't get DRS and battery past me, but he got close. But
He did. He got very close. Well, look, Felsy, dude, congratulations. It was a phenomenal effort from you. Driver of the day as well. Huge points for you and your team for Mercedes tonight, finishing 2 and 3 on the grid. So congratulations to you, mate. We're going to move on over to Zachary in P2. Dude, an absolute valiant effort from you as well. Surviving a 100% race is not always an easy feat, and you just did it so effortlessly tonight. So congratulations to you. Do you want to talk to us about your race?
Thanks, mate. Sorry, I had trouble getting back in.
No, you're all right.
It was a good race, very long race. All the safety cars got used up at the start, which probably helped me and Aiden out a bit. At the front there, it made it quite a relaxing sort of bring it home. But I was very happy around there. There was front wings flying everywhere. I'd managed to not get any damage or touch any walls the whole race, so I was pretty bloody happy with that, to be honest.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And look, being a part of a double team podium, obviously you finishing in P2 and your teammate Felsey finishing in P3, is that something that you guys, I mean, obviously it's something that every team aims for, but going into tonight's race, was there something that you guys were doing differently to try and work on, like, were you communicating with each other more, or is there something that you guys just didn't do that you locked in for this week that you don't usually do on previous races, or?
Felsey's always had the speed. I think he's had a bit of bad luck the last few races, and I've had some good luck. So I think it's more so that he had a bit of luck go his way finally.
Yeah.
That was the main reason. We usually in the party, but Felsey had a bit of trouble connecting in. But it's credit to him, to be honest. He did a fantastic job to drive back from the back.
Yeah. Well, look, mate, I think surviving a 100% race, it's now time for you to go and have a shower.
Dinner time, mate.
Dinner time. There you go. Dinner time, even. Yeah, then go and have a shower, because it's such a, like I said, it is such a hard slog effort to get through a 100% distance race, especially at Baku, especially in mixed weather conditions. So congratulations, man. P2, very phenomenal effort tonight. But we are going to move on to VSXPT. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Is there a way to say it? VSIPT. Right. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Sweet.
Or just Aiden.
All right, Aiden. Perfect. We'll keep going with that then. Right. So, Aiden, dude, what a race, man. Qualifying in P1, starting your laps in P1, holding position in P1. I think lap 4 or 5, could have been even 6. I can't remember exactly.
I thought my race was over then.
Yeah, had a big blunder somewhere along the way. Dropping you right back down to the back of the grid, and then it was just all on for hell for leather for you to try and climb back up that pack and get back to P1.
I'm surprised they even held pole for quali, because I bottled 2 of my laps.
Yeah, okay.
I did a shoulder clear on my second run.
Obviously not that bad that you
third run I didn't make it.
No, well, look, dude, it was. Talk to us about your strategy coming from the back of the grid. Looking at cars and finding out when to overtake them and all that sort of stuff. What was running through your head as you're trying to make your way through the grid?
Hold on.
Just hold on for dear leather. Yeah. Right. Very good. Well, okay. Talk to us about the rain. Was there some? Yeah, is there?
I thought my race was over in the rain once I lost my wing, but I kept pulling time on Zachary. But it was a bloody good drive from him as well.
Yeah. Well, no, dude. Look, I think you absolutely killed it tonight. Going from the back and then just working your way back up to the front, it was phenomenal. It really was. So, congratulations to you.
20 seconds to Zachary.
Yes, it was. It really was.
Yeah, you pulled like nuts at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. Your tyres would have been dead.
Yeah. Oh no! I as soon as he started pulling, I was just relaxing. I was just using the advantage, not risking it, to be honest. But I didn't have the pace to go with you. I had not a chance. You were gone.
Oh, there we go. All right, and obviously, guys, we're on a week break now, so enjoy your time. The trade window does open up very soon. So, is there anything that you guys are, keen on with the trade window, or the break? You're just happy to get away from the racing for a week?
Well, let's hope.
I've heard some news of a couple of trades.
You've heard some news for a couple of trades. Care to share?
Yep.
Yeah, elaborate.
Not right now. You'll have to find out.
All right, guys. Well, look, thank you guys all for joining and being part of tonight's race. It was absolutely phenomenal to watch you guys get around the track. 51 laps here at Baku. Guys, stay tuned. We are just about to get underway with Tier 3 for the next 100% race as the as Tier 3, sorry, get away with their 51 laps here. Oh, actually, no. It's a different track. Completely different track. Yeah. Completely forgot.
Hashtag find pumpkin a seat.
Hashtag find pumpkin a seat. He'll get one, don't you worry.
See how driver goes with his first race back in Tier 3.
There we go. It'll be interesting to see, I think. All right, well, guys, thanks very much for joining. We're going to kick it off. I'm going to head off and go and engineer for my ex-teammate. But thank you all very much.